Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Level-Headed News. This is your host, Brenda. I have 4 articles in this episode for you. All the URLs are in the description of the video for your convenience. The first one here is off of BizPac Review. It says, Republicans start work to break up the notoriously liberal Nutty Ninth Circuit. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has been an extremist left-wing court for decades, and now, after this latest outrage, the Republican-led House is finally moving to do something about it. The makeup of the U.S. court system is law controlled by Congress under provisions in the U.S. Constitution. Congress can add courts, eliminate courts, add judges, or eliminate judicial positions all they want under the law. And this week, a new bill is being drafted to break up the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals to give it less power as a place where liberals perpetuate court shopping in order to get the reliably left-wing rulings they want. According to Arizona Senator Jeff Flake and John McCain, the court covers far too much territory. It represents 20% of the population and 40% of the landmass is in that jurisdiction. It's just too big, Flake said on Fox News. We have a bedrock principle of swift justice, and if you live in Arizona or anywhere in the Ninth Circuit, you just don't have it. The circuit court, or try this again, the court, often diversely called the Ninth Circus and the Nutty Ninth for its always left opinions, was created in 1891, but back then it served only 4% of the U.S. population and sat in an area of the country still sparsely settled. But now Flake and McCain are proposing that the territory of the court should be split in two so that a new additional circuit court can better serve the area, Senator Flake told Fox News. It is the Ninth Circuit Court that has shot down President Donald Trump's travel moratorium. As to the president, he may have a big impact on the court in his 4 or 8 years in office, too. During his tenure, he will likely have the chance to appoint nearly twice the number of judges Obama did. And there's some video in this if you want to pull it up and take a look at that. The next one is off of BizPac Review, and it says, why would we invite this here? At the Ninth Circuit as Iranian death to America rallies rage. Hours after the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals allowed travelers from Iran to enter America, Iranians showed their appreciation. As if to prove President Donald Trump's point about his travel ban, thousands of Iranians took to the streets to chant death to America on Friday. The rally marked the nation's anniversary of its 1979 revolution, Reuters reported. The protesters carried effigies of President Trump, and others stepped on his picture, according to Reuters. And there's video if you want to see it. It's called Iran's Day of Rage. Some carried banners that read "Death to America" and "Thanks, Mr. Trump, for showing the real face of America. America and Trump cannot do a damn thing. We are ready to sacrifice our lives for our leader," one of the marchers told Iranian state TV. This after President Obama ceased sanctions on the Islamic regime and shipped them literally airplanes full of cash. It's a wonder that President Trump wants to be careful about who America allows in from Iran. Plenty of folks on social media put the recent court ruling in perspective. And there's a bunch of tweets here. It says they are responsible for any attacks that follow. Thousands of Iranians protest, shouting "Death to America" and burning the U.S. flag. Why would we invite them here? A travel ban will provoke our enemies, liberals. Yesterday, the travel ban gets overturned. Today, "Death to America" from Iran. Before Obama, they chanted "Death to America." Sheep keep thinking Trump started all of this. Liberals, it's un-American not to let these people in our country. And the article says plenty of liberals and the media is pushing the narrative that the rallies were provoked by Trump, of course. Any thinking person knows this is not true. And there's a bunch more tweets here. Death to America and burning the American flag. It is Iran or the DNC sponsored leftist rally. Muslims shouting death to America and Hillary supporters shouting America was never great. Both call for violence against us. Get woke. These death to America people can hop on a plane today and come here because liberals and the Ninth Circuit ruling says they have constitutional rights. And there's some other ones in there. I skipped over some, so if you want to read all of them, you can pull it up and check them out. The next one here is off of BizPac Review, and it says, new report spotlights high recidivism rate of released criminal illegal aliens. Yes, recidivism rate of illegal immigrants convicted of felonies is that bad. Each year, hundreds of foreign nationals who have committed crimes, including murder, are released by federal immigration authorities either because their countries of origin refuse to take them or in compliance of the U.S. Supreme Court's prohibition against indefinite sentences. And as a result, at least 121 homicides have been carried out by released criminal aliens, according to a June 2015 letter by the Senate Judiciary Committee addressed to the DHS Secretary Jay Johnson, then Secretary of State John Kerry, and then Attorney General Loretta Lynch. That letter's existence only recently came to light in a report published by the Miami Herald, which indicated that at least 121 homicides could have been avoided between the years of 2010 and 2014. This disturbing fact follows ICE's admission that of the 36,007 criminal aliens it released from ICE custody in fiscal year 2013 and reconvicted of additional crimes in the short time since their release, the letter said. The Herald reported most of these immigrant convicts are nationals of 23 countries described by ICE as recalcitrant because they routinely refuse to take back deporters. The bulk of these immigrant convicts in 2014, 1,183, were from Cuba, according to the letter. The other recalcitrant countries include Afghanistan, Algeria, China, Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, and Zimbabwe, according to ICE. A committee spokeswoman did not provide additional information on the letter when contacted by the El Nuevo Herald. In response to the letter, Sarah Sheldon, then director of ICE, stated that 33 of the 121 immigrant convicts accused of homicide-related offenses had been released on bond at the discretion of immigration courts. Another 24 were released because ICE was unable to obtain approval to deport them to their countries within the 180-day deadline set by the Supreme Court in 2001. The issue was spotlighted by President Donald Trump. States must take whatever steps are required to deport illegal immigrants who have been accused of crimes, especially violent felonies. And if their countries of origin refuse to accept them, he would impose sanctions or cut off aid. He made the deportation of criminal aliens a priority throughout his campaign. Video in that if you want to pull it up and take a look at that. The next one I have is off of BizPac Review. It says, proposed Tennessee bill would protect motorists who accidentally run over road blocking protesters. Protesters purposely blocking active roads should certainly be arrested, but we can all agree that even the most obnoxious ones shouldn't be run over. Well, I'll read it and then I'll comment. But if it happens accidentally, should the driver face civil liability for an accident that happened where the car was supposed to be and the pedestrian wasn't? If Tennessee State Representative Matthew Hill gets his newly introduced bill passed, a motorist who accidentally runs over a street blocking protester will be protected from being sued for injuries occurred. Accidental is the key. According to the bill introduced on Wednesday, the driver must be exercising due care to be eligible for civil immunity. Hill's House Bill 668, which has been sponsored in the Tennessee Senate by State Senator Bill Ketron, says the following. A person driving an automobile who is exercising due care and injures another person who is participating in a protest or demonstration and is blocking traffic in a public right-of-way is immune from civil liability for such injury. Not be immune from civil liability if the actions leading to the injury were willful or wanton. While the bill doesn't specifically define due care, Representative Hill told BizPac Review, we are not endorsing anyone running over a person with a car, whether it's a protester or anyone else. If someone intentionally harms a person, they are going to be charged with a crime, period. There is a clear difference, however, between peacefully protesting and lawless riders in the middle of a public roadway who jeopardize the safety of our families. This is a public safety bill that's meant to protect everyone's right to peacefully protest, and I look forward to seeing this common sense legislation pass into law. Tennessee isn't the first state to consider such legislation, as leftist loons increasingly use roadway blocking as a tactic against ordinary Americans. Legislatures in North Dakota, Indiana, Minnesota, and Iowa have sought to address the issue by, in some cases, increasing penalties for blocking roads, and in other moving to protect unwitting motorists from being caught up in civil suits for an accident they should never have become involved in. Representatives Keith Kaepernick, the lawmaker who introduced the North Dakota bill, told CNN that the bill got introduced for people to be able to drive down the roads without fear of running into somebody and having to be liable for them. Representative Hill isn't sure where Republican Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam stands on the concept, but regardless, he feels like he and Senator Ketron have a decent shot at getting the bill through, especially with overwhelmingly Republican majorities in the state. Whether or not it's able to withstand the inevitable leftist court challenges bound to come its way, however, is another matter entirely. While protesting is certainly a First Amendment right, purposely disrupting the lives of others, it's not. It is and should be illegal to purposely run over anyone, but at the same time, if laws like this are passed and upheld in the courts, those who seek to disrupt by blocking roads might exercise a degree of caution before they venture where the law doesn't sanction or protect them. Okay, my 2 cents. If you are idiotic enough to go out and block a roadway, purposely blocking traffic, you're pothole filler. That's why I don't make a lot of comments on these articles, because I'm a hard ass. I would not put up with somebody being an idiot. It's you're out there blocking the roadways. You're stopping ambulances from getting people to hospitals. You're stopping people from getting to work. You should have a job. You, you wouldn't be standing in the road. You'd be going to work. These people that just want to hand out all the time and think that the world needs to just revolve around them, they need to get a life. They get over yourself, for crying out loud. Our roads need repair. So, you want to be pothole filler? Well, just stand out there in the road. There'll be somebody come along and run over you. What a bunch of idiots these people are. It's called cleaning the gene pool. Man, oh man, the stupidity just runs rampant, and it's like, anybody that's got two brain cells to rub together are just supposed to roll over and allow these idiotic people that don't have any sense to take over. No, it's just that simple. They can't take over because they're idiots. I mean, that's what signs they need to be carrying, is just carry a sign that says, I'm taking over because I'm an idiot. Uh, wow. I don't know what more to add to that. Um, if you like what I'm doing here, give it a thumbs up and let me know. And, well, if you don't, too bad. Uh, get your own show. Um, share it on your social media so everybody gets to hear the news. And if you haven't subscribed, try that. That way you'll stay informed. I'll see you in the next episode.